I thought I'd start doing some gear reviews where I'd review some things that aren't like strictly weapons or militaria, but you know, would be interesting probably for a lot of the people who watch the channel. So I'll start off with this is a Czech sort of Parka, it's Czechoslovakian sort of winter Parka, winter wool coat, and I got off eBay quite recently for about 12 quid or something. It's quite cheap. And as the weather's actually getting decently cold now, I thought I'd wear it into work today because catch the bus at about 6:25 in the morning, so obviously it's quite chilly, below freezing I think it was. So I tried this on today thinking would it keep me a lot warmer than just the fleece does, and it really does work well. And I was impressed enough by it, I thought I'll do a review of it. So, Czechoslovakian military coat, wool coat to keep you warm. It's Raindrop pattern camo. I'll do a comparison with the East German camo in just a second. This is sort of more of a greeny, sort of almost blue colour to it than the East German one. The East German one's far more brown. It's the same style, Raindrop pattern. I've put the strict tile next to it, and you can see the East German strict tile's far more of a brown than the Czech. Coat does up with buttons. Essentially it's one of those types of coats where it's got an outside layer that's solid and then there's an inner layer you do the buttons up on. The buttons go all the way to the neck. You should be able to see there it says 64 on it, so this coat was made in 1964, so it's pretty old. The inside's all this sort of grey wool lined material. This is what it looks like on. Not a perfect fit, but it's alright. And it's good obviously for a winter coat to go for a size that's slightly bigger than what you'd normally wear. What I do like is it's got very deep pockets on both the left and right side, and they're easily big enough to fit your hands into. And obviously this is good of a winter coat because it means you can keep your hands warm, because I find putting them in a pocket obviously works a lot better than wearing gloves, because with gloves your hands don't move around much and therefore in some ways get colder. At least in here you can actually have enough room to move your fingers about properly and keep yourself warm. Now the coat is quite effective. It's buttons up here at the sleeves, which I didn't have done up earlier, but this gives it a bit of a tighter fit there. But what I really like, obviously you can tell the coat keeps you warm, because earlier when I was wearing it and this sleeve was hanging open, whenever the cold air rushed up the sleeve it felt much cooler than when I just had, you know, my hands in the pockets. So the coat works really well. So if you can still find these, get them, because they're about £10–15, something like that. They might be more expensive from other sellers, but these work surprisingly well for the price. They're quite nice coats. I mean, you wouldn't wear it really as a fashion thing because it's got camo on it, but it's a nice, you know, a nice coat to keep you warm. Works well, and I quite like it. Of course, I like it as well because it's Raindrop camo, which is one of my favourite camo patterns. And it's interesting to find one of the ones that isn't East German Raindrop because the colours and that vary. It's kind of got this slightly almost flecked on kind of pattern underneath the stripes, which is interesting as well. I think there were some patterns in some Eastern European countries they called frog pattern or something that was like that, or toad pattern, but yeah, it's a nice interesting coat, keeps you very warm, and for the price they're very good.